Hello, my name is Michael Ellis and I am a direct response consultant slash copywriter. Now, it's not the copyright that deals with books per se, the Copyright. It's not that. The copywriting that I'm involved with is based on psychology, cognitive and color psychology, and it's spelled Copywriter, copywriter. And what I do, I enjoy helping B2B, which is business to business, and B2C agencies or business to customer agencies. Number one, promote their brand, convert more leads, rank higher with Google, and increase revenue. How? By creating copy, context, emotions, influence, effective strategies that, number one, tell the agency's story. Every agency has a story, has a history, and the brand is how you make people feel. So that's a portion of it. The other thing is converting those leads, the traffic that comes to the websites. You want those to turn into leads and then loyal clients or clientele. Ranking high with Google deals with your optimization on the website. The writing has to be properly optimized, as well as your meta tags and meta descriptions on Google. The algorithm changes consistently, so you have to be a person that keeps up with SEO practices, which I do. I've been at it for 21 years. And also, it helps to tell a brand's story and then sell, making the sales and increasing revenue. It's vitally important. So I'm going to go over some key factors concerning copywriting. That's the name of this training video. For those of you that are straight out of college or out of college, thinking about going into digital marketing, e-commerce, Shopify, Amazon, things along that nature, web development, this will be good for you. And even those that are still in college, especially if you're studying sociology, psychology, anthropology, anything that has to do with human reaction or the discipline of human services, behavioral science is another word for it. So that's a little bit about me. I've also been a previous ghostwriter for Hen House Publications, Civilis Consulting. I'm a contributing writer on anthonygonzalez.com. I post on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Quora, sometimes Pinterest, as well as YouTube. I've helped and am still helping William Tempel, who has a good and dynamic website called My Valid Goals. So that's a little bit about me. I've been studying the martial arts over 30 years, and that takes analytical data, qualitative data, survey type data, poll type data to make that better and grow. And it's also used in digital marketing, aka copywriting. So here we go. The first thing you want to realize is there are three main keys, summing it up, for copywriting. Copywriter. And this is for those two that are just getting involved with digital marketing. It'll really help you out, trust me. Three keys to copywriting. One is strategy. What is that? It's a plan made for an agency or a client to make whatever they say, value, and sell stands out with a unique narrative story. Descriptions. For example, if you look on Amazon and look at a product, let's say a new SNET phone or Verizon phone, you will see features and the benefits of those features. So we as copywriters help people to realize the benefits of the product that the clients need. Number two is the audience. I just named that, the client, what we call the TA, target audience. Your target audience is a specific group of people that you advocate and advertise yourself to, so that they can buy your services or products and spread the word about your services. Your services should not be regular, should be unique and different. And the third thing is technology. There's various tools to track what you're doing and to enhance and maximize that website and your business through various channels of media. So that's the foundation. What do copywriters do? I often get asked that question. What do you guys do? So I told you a little bit, but here's more. One, we dive deep into trending topics. In order to know about a product or service, you know this from school or anything else, you have to study it. Two, we bring forth that storytelling. That's why I said, as a direct response copywriter, I create copy that helps to tell, compel, and sell. Move the customer through the customer journey into the sales funnel and make that click for that product or that service. And then you have to find a way, a unique way. I told you, don't be average. Find your own unique way between desperate ideas. Again, that goes back to the first thing, strategy, which includes research. Then you have to use in-group language. What type of language do the people in SaaS understand? Technical copywriting. How about brand copywriting, affiliate marketing, high-end sales? So you have to be aware of the trending topics and industries. And again, that comes through strategy and research. You have to write cohesive, compelling, long-form copy at times. I learned this while in the martial arts as well as in college. Many times when a question's asked and the way you respond, the longer the answer, when it's credible, and it should be as a copywriter, true and authoritative, it gives more weight and value to what's being said and shared. That's long form copy. In college, I had to write various essays, and during the syllabus, they would ask questions, and you had to answer those questions between 150, sometimes 200, sometimes 300 words. What does that mean? That prepares you for copywriting later on when you need to create long-form content to describe, using your buyer's persona, what the agency does, how they do it, and who they help, their brand. Another thing is to target the emotions or real persuasion. They're called power words, trigger words. You can look them up. Instead of saying, I helped the sales team to get 5 more new accounts, you can say, I distinguishedly helped. So you put a phrase there to give it power, to give it kick. And then you can anticipate the specific objections of your audience, your target audience. Again, that comes through the strategy, through the research, what type of traffic you're getting, what type of audience you're dealing with. You have to relate to them like you're talking to your best friend in language they do understand, not too complicated, and they can comprehend that you're really there to help them to accomplish their goals. And you have to know how to set yourself aside from your competitors. Again, that goes through the uniqueness of your strategy and the uniqueness how you approach your target audience, your traffic, your audience, and using cutting-edge technology tools to keep abreast of that and to distinguish yourself as something different. Simply put, the client and the customers are going to say, why should I trust you as a copywriter or digital marketer? The customer may also ask, what benefit will it do for me or us as a group to connect and collaborate with you? You have to bring value to the table. And then you have to create that big picture of marketing or messaging strategy. That's another way to answer that question. Well, we're a SSA tech company. We've been around for 20 years, and we help do You explain your values, your vision, so that person can identify with your brand, and they know in their mind and their heart this agency, this copywriter is really, really, really going to help me or us because they have a solid track record. So that's vitally important. You can also advocate the superpowers of an agency. Nike, just do it. There's many people out there in the digital marketing world that are shining, and you have to relate with your audience how you outshine the competitors. So some of your superpowers may be you slay objections with fierce ability to communicate with the utmost clarity. Again, remember I stated, you anticipate certain objections and questions, but you answer those through authoritative content, whether that's a podcast, webinar, Zoom, or written on Google. Your superpower may lie in understanding a complex product or service and making it easy to understand for the target audience. You have to learn to break things down, chop it up into pieces so that your customers and clients know what's going on, as Marvin Gaye would say. And then you may not have any qualms about cutting out the unnecessary to get to the bottom line. Consistency is good. Being short and concise is good as well, and or excellent. You want to let the customer know, I'm here to help you. Let's get right to the point. Example, when I worked at AT&T as a 411 operator, they told us don't leave the customer hanging on the line for no longer than a minute. Check back in with them, give them a progress report. Still searching for XYZ, ma'am. Still looking for XYZ, Mr. So-and-so. Be right back. Something along those lines to reassure them. And then you have to use the power of words to tap into the emotions of your target audience. Very important. McDonald's. Been around for over 50 years. They know how to tap into people's emotions and get them to buy those hamburgers. That orange, or not orange, but the yellow arch subliminal message, meaning prosperity and success and enlightenment. So people subconsciously think, I'm going to eat a hamburger with some fries and a Coke soda or a milkshake and get enlightened. That's what their logo sign, the M in McDonald's logo with the yellow, Home Depot is orange, yellow, or you can say golden arch. So you want to be able to do that. And then you want to have a strategy. How do you deal with your customers? Well, when I deal with a customer client, I hand them out a 20 or 30 page questionnaire. What does that do? It answers objections up front, it builds trust, and it gives me insight on X-ray of what they really need. A lot of times you can waste time by talking to a customer before they answer specific questions. Write them down and send them back to you. That way you know the direction of the conversation and the engagement. Vitally important. So I have a discovery call for 30 minutes. And again, I offer those questions, get those answers back, and move on from there. And this phone call is to get a hold of their pain points. Detailed research, talked about that earlier. You can't connect properly with a target audience unless you do proper research. And then there's strategy reports that you can give to a client as you're working with them. Basically a progress report. It may be a project due 6 months down the road. Well, they may want you to communicate and update them once a month on your progress. Progress report is another word. And you can also give messaging guides. We're doing this now. Is this correct? You want an XYZ done by a certain amount of time. You go back and forth. Again, engagement. Making sure that customer is satisfied, vitally important. And then you have a what's next debrief. You're on step A, we're about to go into step B, and after 60 or 90 days, we'll be at step C doing this. You look at any landmark of a business before they open after all the construction's done. Grand opening sign on XYZ date. What's next? where you're going, just like a play. And all of this, what it does, it builds rapport with you and the clientele, and they will start sharing how trustworthy, how customer-centered you are, and drive traffic to, if it's a local place, they'll come in person, or if it's online, which is a whole lot better, I have to worry about gas and all that, it will build traffic so you can convert those leads. So that's the pre-funnel call or discovery call, usually 30, no longer than 60 minutes to locate those pain points. And then you want to know about their best 5 social media ads. Where are they using their content to reach their target audience? Are they favoriting YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Quora, TikTok, Snapchat? Where are they in the digital world or digital map? You locate that map and work from there. Now, your landing pages, as I look through my notes, is something very, very, very important. It's the first page that people see when they come to your website. I'm looking for my notes here, and I'll find it in a minute. But that's the first page. It's either an About Us page or an About Me page. And certain things about your landing page you want to be rest assured of as a copywriter. Tracking the average time on your landing page is important to understanding driving traffic and converting leads or lead generation to optimize it. You want to know the bounce rate. The average time they spend on your site, it will record with Google Analytics. You get a report on that. The bounce rate, meaning did they stay long and buy or just look? Did they stay short a little bit amount of time on your website, didn't hardly read anything, didn't buy anything, didn't click with those CTRs, click-through rate? And you want to analyze it page per session. After they do the About Me, About Us page, what other page did they visit? And then goal conversion of the landing page. How many visitors went from a visitor to a faithful, loyal customer in X amount of span of days or months? And then there's also the visitors on the landing page to contact ratio. How many signed up for your email? How many of them gave you their information of their business? And then you follow your landing pages by analytics in a data box. You want to keep track of the analytics because it's through the numbers you create your content. So that's a little bit about the landing page. You also have to utilize buyer personas. That's how you, again, help to create content for your target audience. What is that? It's an outline of what your ideal customer looks like. Age, demographics, where they live, what they do, their hobbies, what they like and don't like. Now you can see an outline as I speak, a skeleton of letting you know who you're dealing with. And then you want to organize that plan with some type of project management software. I talked about artificial intelligence earlier too. HubSpot is a good one, Trello, and there are others you can use as well. Trello actually has a free option for starting out. And it's great for the Kanban style organizations and things of that nature. Asana works great for small to medium sized teams and has plenty of integrations. So take some notes. Irritable is super customizable and it appeals to spreadsheet lovers of its database style format. So those who use that like Excel and spreadsheets, you can use in your program management software. Download Irritable, Airtable. It's actually Airtable. And then you want to brainstorm ideas with your team and your colleagues and even with the client to come up with greater content and create a 1, 2, 3 quarterly month calendar. You also get ideas from your tools. You can generate those ideas using tools that suggest keywords. I talked about that earlier, in topics or industries. Some of the favorites include Uber Suggest, Neil Patel, HF, SEMrush, Buzzmo, and Answer the Public. Now, Answer the Public is very good as well. You can key in a certain word, hit enter, and it will come up with various questions of who, what, when, why, and where. Again, it helps you to narrow things down and move forward for the client. Look at the competition's content. I mentioned that earlier. Looking at everything else they did to get insight into what you need to do. And you can search for a variation of your topic or keyword on Google or YouTube about the kind of content that comes up on the first page that deals with Google ranking, the algorithm. And then you want to build out or plan out your keyword strategy with low competition words, short phrases, long tail keywords, and current marketing strategy or strategies. Again, here's the planning. Using your images or graphics, when it comes to that, you want to make sure it's quality. Like a Trello card, you can download that to your Drive folder. Stick to a calendar. I just mentioned that. Quarterly calendar. 3 months rather. Going to do XYZ, and then the other 3 we're going to do XYZ. You want to draft that, edit it, make sure the graphic design is correct, review it, and understand your publishing dates, because you're going to mark that calendar with specific dates that you want to reveal that content. Some good people to follow: Copy Hackers, Neil Patel, Brian Clark, Brian Dean, Constant Marketing Institute, the Marketing Insider Group, and there are many, many more. David Garfinkel, Gary Bensavinka, Robert Cialdini, Michael Hyatt. There's a whole lot more. Joanne Webby. So there are different things you can use. Let's talk about language. People often ask, what language do you use? You use persuasive or influential language. Putting it into simpler terms, you can say something like, transform your business in just 30 days with our new growth hacking class. Teaching. Spoke about being authoritative earlier. Number 2, you can say, unleash your inner potential. Right now on LinkedIn, there's a gentleman, a good friend of mine, Donnie Bryant, giving 100 days worth of power subject lines that people see when they answer the email. I believe right now he's on subject line heading number 22. You want to use simple terms. I talked about that earlier. People can't understand you, they won't follow you, can't trust you. Why confuse the customer? So that's important. And then there are some questions you can do in simple terms, like, are you tired of dealing with slow and outdated software? Very important for an agency that their software is updated and effective, to whereas the customer is not getting frustrated as they navigate on that web page, whether through a computer, tablet, or an app. You also want to give evidence and examples. Show me the proof. Lawyers all the time. Your Honor, I present Exhibit B, Exhibit A, Exhibit C, Exhibit D. I have a professional witness coming forth. They give credibility to what's being said or shown. There's evidence and examples. Again, you can use. Our agency has helped businesses increase their website traffic by an average of 40% within the first 3 months of working with us. Those numbers are quantifiable, quantitative data, statistics. So it shows real targeting results. Or you can say we help the local restaurant increase their online orders by 50% by implementing a targeted social media campaign. Credibility again. You can show a case study, YouTube videos of professional interviews. You can do live demos, and you can also share with them a white paper, or if they wanted one done, you would do that, get the information, and it takes about 8 weeks to do that. So that's the conclusion for the first video, understanding the ins and outs of digital marketing. God bless you. Bye-bye.